Today it's a matchup between the Nike Air Zoom Tempo Next Percent and the Saucony Endorphin Speed. So the question on everybody's lips, is the Nike Tempo Next Percent competition to the Saucony Endorphin Speed? Before we get into the main review, it would really help the channel out if you hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications of when those new videos are launched. Stats first on these two high rollers. We got a drop of around 10mm in the Nike Tempo Next Percent and about 8mm in the Saucony Endorphin Speed. The Saucony here is 48 grams lighter than the Tempo Next Percent. That's quite a lot of weight. We've got about 46mm stack height in the back of the Tempo Next Percent, and I think it's about 35mm in the heel of the Saucony Endorphin Speed. There's quite a weight difference and stack difference between these two shoes, but only £9 or 9 Earth credits price difference. Let's rock and roll it and get to it. Let's explore the uppers first. So on the Nike website, they quote this upper as being high tenacity. I'm not entirely sure what that means. It's a tenacious upper. I really like the upper here. It's so nice to have a Flyknit shoe back in the rotation. I would suggest that it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea though. Maybe takes a little bit of getting used to. I ran a lot in the 4% Flyknit and also the Zoom Fly Flyknit, so the old feet, they're very familiar with this. It's like putting on a nice old worn pair of moccasins, only they're not moccasins and they're not worn. Haven't found the upper giving at all after my initial runs in the shoe. If anything, I'm finding the slightly lower toe box height quite beneficial actually at pace. My toes aren't swimming around in the front of the shoe like excitable salmon. Lacing's brilliant actually, that offset lacing. It's working a treat in tandem with that midfoot cage. It grasps your foot like a tender and considerate vice. It's probably not two words you associate with a vice. The upper on the Saucony Speed is no slouch either. Certainly breathable in both shoes. It was really warm recently again. I don't know where that's come from. Like 20 degrees in the first couple of weeks of September. What's going on? Well, it's warm for the UK anyway. I think perhaps I prefer this slightly less generous upper in the Nike Tempo Next Percent, and my experience in Flyknit shoes is that the upper doesn't give too much over the miles. I do like this upper, but it does tend to bunch up a little bit at the front of the shoe. So I'm going to give the upper crown to the Tempo Next Percent. Midsole now. I found at higher paces the Tempo Next Percent's just effortless really. I know people keep posting up on Strava and on the channel that
every other running YouTuber doesn't like them.
Well, I'm not every other running YouTuber. I'm just a non-elite runner, a man who particularly enjoys running, a gigantor shoe geek. I just give my best really, and I've no reason to lie. I find the midsole absolutely cracking. I mean cracking in a good way, kind of like bad meaning good. There's certainly no cracks anywhere on it, I can assure you of that. Now they've broken in a little, they flex a little bit more, and around about that 6 minutes 58 per mile pace today, over the 7 miles, it was just easy. And that was after a hard day back in the office as well. Lots of standing up, lots of talking, not a lot of food eaten today, and yet I could still knock out some faster paced miles in this one. The speed is no slouch either though, with those P-back space pellets in its midsole heart. I knocked out numerous higher paced efforts over the 100 miles in the Saucony Endorphin Speed, anywhere between about 6 minutes 50 per mile to about 7 minutes 20 per mile. Every mile that I did in this shoe was a real joy. Both midsoles are really cushion heavy and very forgiving. In the Tempo Next Percent you've got a mishmash of feel really. You've got the Zoom Fly 3, you've got the Vaporfly 4%, there's a little bit of Alpha Fly in there, all the things I like. Though not at slower paces, this one wants to go fast, it doesn't really want to do anything else other than that. Very similar to the way I felt about the New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel and the Zoom Fly 3. They're just not easy day shoes. So the midsole crown goes to the more versatile Saucony Endorphin Speed. Outsoles now. I've talked already in great length in other videos about the Saucony Endorphin Speed outsole. Superb on road and pavement, but leaves something to be desired when on wet, smooth surfaces. I find the outsole on the Tempo Next Percent very similar to its bigger brother, the Alphafly, but with more excellent grip in the heel. Those fins dig into the ground and provide some excellent traction on road and pavement, and also loose stones, and even grass. Yes, wet, dew-laden grass was no match for Maximus's outsole hammer. He crushed and crumpled the feeble and damp herbaceous blades. Really, the only Achilles heel in the Saucony Endorphin Speed is its operation on grass. I just found it very, very slippery on any wet sort of surfaces. It just lacks a little bit of that beast-like bite. Thus, it's an outsole victory for the Tempo Next Percent. Value now. The Saucony is the best value. It's cheaper, it's more versatile, and it's going to find its way into more runners' rotations than the Tempo Next Percent. I love Maximus here though. A super high-paced shoe, though it will be kept in the garage and only rolled out for tempo or high-paced work. A little bit like one of those classic sports cars that you might buy and only bring out on a Sunday. Though I think every day is going to be like a Sunday for a little while. It's just too addictive wanting to run in this shoe. All day I was thinking about it. Every time my mind was idle, I kept thinking about this shoe. Don't worry, Maximus, I won't leave you in the box for long. With the Saucony being a little cheaper and coming with a more all-round friendly fit, it's going to take the value crown today. So 2 crowns apiece in the comparison today. The Tempo Next Percent taking the upper and outsole crowns, and the Saucony Endorphin Speed with the midsole and the value crown. So I guess it's kind of a bit of a draw if you're looking for a high-paced shoe though. Don't be put off by the slightly higher weight of this one. It really does rock. If you're on the fence about the speed, go on, treat yourself. Tell your significant other that EDDBUD said it was alright. Both of these are like smooth hollandaise sauce in terms of the midsole and underfoot feel. Interesting, tangy, and very exciting all the same. Those of you that have worn both of these shoes, I would love to see your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Musical interlude time. Heading back to work, there's a lot of anxiety, a little bit of stress going on, so it's time to dig out some Miles Davis. Just listening to this stuff just makes all that anxiety drift away. So What and All Blues are my favourites from this 5-track vinyl. Cut nice and loud as well, so plug my headphones in and just watch that vinyl spin round. If you're a Miles Davis fan, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching through to the end, friends. That's just about all for today. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications of when I launch those new videos. It helps the channel out a huge amount as well if you give this video a thumbs up like and also share this video with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you